The finale to this infamous arc, the Shibuya incident, is finally here. After 6 honestly short months of JJK Season 2, it's now come to a close, with it of course ending on a massive twist in the story. Yuta goddamn Okkotsu, who I'm sure if you're anime only was wondering where the hell he was, is now back in the story after the sorcerers fought with their lives on the line to defeat the curses and save Gojo. And after a little vacation in Africa, he was back in the mix and is shown to be starting the chaos with the next arc of JJK. The person all the manga fans have been waiting for made his awaited return, and it was still as hype and exciting when I first read this part in the manga. The production staff did their thing and added that sauce to make his scenes great, and before we get into the whole Yuta stuff, I need to go over the meat of the episode, because overall from start to finish it was very solid. Obviously not quite as crazy as the other episodes in this season, but still some incredible stuff that I personally enjoyed and thought was a great way to end the season. People thought last episode was dialogue heavy for a JJK episode because it was spoiled with straight hands and action throughout the entire season, but this episode right here was almost entirely dialogue and exposition. The yapper himself, Ghetto, had a partner to talk to this time with Yuki, and throughout most of the conversation it was basically them challenging and clashing each other's ideals and what they believe the next step forward for cursed energy is. Whenever views on the Jujutsu world is discussed, Yuki always seems to be at the center of the conversation, as she was back in Hidden Inventory and now here with the fake Ghetto. And upon hearing about his plans to optimize cursed energy and create a chaos that not even he can foresee, this fake Ghetto finally gets to what he planned to do and activates Mahito's curse technique. Yuji not only defeated Mahito for this fake Ghetto to absorb, but he also brought the curse technique Ghetto wanted to its full potential, as he obviously pushed Mahito to evolve in their fight. So this fake Ghetto right here now has access to a cracked out version of idol transfiguration, which he could then use to alter people's brain with sorcery in order to prime them for fighting in this all-out battle, which if you didn't know is stated to be the Culling games and the next arc for JJK. Bro has something devious cooking up for the Jujutsu world that he was clearly planning for centuries, and I've read this arc and some of you watching definitely have too, and can attest to the fact that it is as exciting as it sounds and some of the best stuff in Jujutsu Kaisen. Ghetto is running it back to the golden age of Jujutsu sorcery, where curse techniques and users was at its all-time peak, and from that statement he dropped alone you can already assume the amount of chaos that's about to take place in the next arc. Gege really had to drop another bombshell with Ghetto's villain speech here, and the following segment where he sets up the next arc is easily the highlight of the episode and what all the manga fans have been waiting for. The world is in disarray with what Sukuna did, taking out most of Shibuya, and pretty much nobody knows what's going on. It's all panic from government officials who have no idea how to tell the public why there's a massive hole in Japan now, and although they handled this scene really well in the anime, I loved how the chaos was represented in the manga. Just an entire spread of speech bubbles that perfectly depicted all the chaos in one package. This was a cool little segment to show how the world reacted to Shibuya, and the segue into Yuta's entrance was clean. Curses are running wild after the incident and there is basically no sorcerers available to take care of the mess. That little kid almost got chomped by the curse, but Yuta ended up making his flashy entrance to handle it with no difficulty. I remember this scene so clearly from when I first read it, and the way Rika eviscerated that curse will always shock me. The curse just vanishes from your eyes and all you see is Yuta telling Rika to chill out and the curse splattered on the building. We already know that Yuta is busted at this point and the strongest sorcerer in the group with Gojo gone, but the way he and Rika handled that curse was wild. It was straight overkill, which was definitely intentional on Gege's part to make that next scene more shocking, where we get that crazy twist in the story. Every episode of JJK leaves us with something to look forward to, and Gege went all out with this climax here where Yuta gets the order to kill the man himself, Yuji Itadori. The Jujutsu Kaisen higher-ups, which are similar to Central 46 from Bleach, had to make some urgent decisions after Shibuya happened, and one of them was for Yuta to become a special grade assassin real quick and take out the MC. Gojo made that proposal back in season 1 to suspend Yuji's execution until he ate all 20 fingers, but they couldn't wait after Sukuna did what he did. In their minds he had to go now, so after Yuta pulled up, he was tasked with wiping Yuji out effective immediately. Yuji couldn't go on any longer, so they had the strongest person after Gojo from the sorceress to handle the job, but even while sentencing Yuji to death, the Jujutsu police got onto Gojo and even Principal Yaga as well, deeming them accomplices to the incident and sentencing them to death along with Yuji. A lot of calls here were made purely impulsively as they aren't informed with much of anything, but the GOAT Yuji was standing on business as we saw, and it seems like bro was ready for anything. I'm glad Gege ended up keeping that scar on his face because it makes his design look so cold, and I know the episode just ended, but I already can't wait for season 3, man. If you guys haven't seen the little preview they did for the next arc, go check it out, but this little teaser and what I know is waiting for us in season 3 got me so hyped for the next arc. Obviously I want season 3 to drop ASAP ASAP, but I also don't mind waiting because I know the animators will cook a masterpiece if given time to work their magic. Season 2 has been out of this world good, and in the upcoming weeks I definitely want to make a video going over all the crazy stuff that took place. Gege cooked something special with this arc, and shout out to the staff that made this adaptation as good as it was. The voice acting, directing, animation, quite literally everything was top tier and made the weekly JJK episodes straight bangers. You should expect to see a video soon going over Shibuya as a whole, but for now, leave a like and subscribe for me if you enjoyed. Thank you guys again, and I'll catch you in my next one. Peace.